From Here Planet, it's Justin Barlow here back with you, and I'm here to tell you all about PPW 108. If you weren't here inside the Premier Studio in Woodstock, Illinois at 1230 Davis Road in Woodstock, thank you all so much to everyone who came out, as always, for supporting PPW. We would be nothing without your support here. You guys are the lifeblood of this organization. If you weren't in attendance for PPW 108, here's what you missed. We started off the evening with Texas Pete, bona fide veteran here in PPW, taking on a relative newcomer, but somebody who's been turning a lot of heads here in El Lobo, who, if you don't know, his name in Spanish to English translates to the wolf. And he proved that he had a lot of wolf-like cunning here tonight because El Lobo was actually able to roll up Texas Pete and get a pinfall victory over the veteran. But unfortunately for Lobo, he wasn't able to walk out with his head held high because it looked like Texas Pete was going in to shake Lobo's hand, and he started laying a beating on the newcomer, and unfortunately for Lobo, well, his victory celebration was cut a little bit short here tonight, but nevertheless, congratulations on the win, Lobo. Following that, we had the rematch, Kim Chi versus Ulysses S Adams, USA. These guys were 1-1 going into this, so this one was going to be the tiebreaker. But unfortunately for USA, Kim Chi, using a lot of mind games tonight, he was able to get that riding crop into play unseen to the referee, and then he's able to throw it to USA. USA is holding it. The referee turns around, sees it, says, "What are you doing with that?" Thinks he's primed, he's going to be wailing on Kim Chi with it. Referee calls for the disqualification. Kim Chi wins the match, but this is far from over. These two guys, they're not going to settle the score that way. They're going to go at it again at PPW 109 this Saturday. After that, much anticipated #1 contenders match between the world exclusive Matt Vine and Veronica Metro. These two guys, bad blood doesn't begin to describe the feelings between these two. And with everything on the line, a chance at the gold on the line, these guys fought tooth and nail to not only win that title shot, but to prove once and for all who the better between them were. Now, a lot of close calls in this one, a lot of heart-stopping moments. It looked like it could be Ronnie at any time. It looked like it could be Vine at any time. Vine manages to get Ronnie into that trademark neck breaker that he likes to use, but who comes down to ringside? It's the human video game, Scottlton, who, if you remember, at PPW, I believe 106, got taken out by Ronnie Metro thanks to a pile driver. He was out of action the following Saturday on concussion watch. Well, Scottlton got a little bit of revenge here tonight because after Vine swings Ronnie with that neck breaker, Colton sneaks in, holds Ronnie's legs down, allowing Vine to get the 1, 2, 3, and Ronnie Metro, not only does he lose his chance at a title shot, oh my God, he's fuming because now he just got a taste of his own medicine, and if you saw Ronnie's reaction, it looked like that medicine didn't taste very good. But at PPW 109 this Saturday, Matt Vine, the new #1 contender, is going to go on to face the champ, and we'll get into who that is a little bit later on. Following that, singles match between the human video game and the former PPW World Heavyweight Champion Scottlton and another bona fide veteran here in PPW's resident guard dog, Andy Anderson. Now these two are very, very close. Andy's in fact kind of a mentor to Colton. But these guys, they got in the ring and they tore it up. Colton with his agility and flying all around, showing why they call him the human video game. And Andy, of course, we all know how eccentric and hard knock Andy is. When these two styles clashed, it was a sight to behold. But just as this match it almost seemed like the match was just starting to heat up. 0-1 and 0-2 come to ringside. They interfere, start laying a beat down on Andy and Colton, and the ref has no choice but to throw the match out. But Premier CEO Randy Ritchie, who was watching in the back, said, "No way, If you Zeros want to get involved, you're going to get involved, and we're going to have a tag team match." And the Zeros, they weren't too big on that. They thought they were going to sneak in, lay a beating on someone, and pack it up and go home. But they found themselves in a tag team match now against Andy and Colton. Now the Zeros, we've seen these guys team up before, and just like before, they tried to use those divide and conquer tactics, using distractions to get a double team advantage. But Andy and Colton, as much as the Zeros were on the same page, Andy and Colton were reading the same sentence tonight. And Colton dives off the top rope, beautiful flipping dive, lands on one of the Zeros with help from Andy, who kind of leveraged him off the top rope for a little bit extra torque and a little bit more impact. Andy and Colton pick up the victory 1-2-3 over 0-1 and 0-2 and gain a measure of revenge. And because of that win, Scott Colton, who was promised a number one contenders match against Ronnie Metro should he beat Andy Anderson, gets that number one contenders match because he and Andy were able to beat the Zeros here tonight. So next week, it's going to be Ronnie Metro and the human video game Scott Colton at PPW 109, number one contendership on the line. Then the main event, after trying so hard to crawl back to that number one seat here in PPW, Woodstock's own Yester was able to get in the ring, face the champion Chase Gosling, and Yester, man, heart and soul. I mean, he put it all on the line here tonight. He would not give an inch, but unfortunately for Yester, Chase Gosling had him a little bit more scouted. Chase Gosling, he gets him up into that Saturday Night Special submission. Yester finds his way out, but Chase manages to take advantage of a split-second opening. He gets Yester up and throws him to face first on the mat. Yester is knocked out cold. Chase Gosling gets the 1-2-3 and retains the title here tonight, but Yester has absolutely nothing to be ashamed of. All heart, all determination. He deserves nothing but credit for his effort in this match, but it's because Chase Gosling has retained that world title. This Saturday night at PPW 109, it's going to be Chase Gosling defending against the new number one contender and someone he's no stranger to, the world exclusive Matt Vine, who is hungrier than ever. Once again, Premier Planet, my name is Justin Barlow, and I want to thank you all so much for your continued support of PPW. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, Snapchat, Instagram, subscribe to our YouTube channel, bookmark us at PremierProWrestling.com. We will see you folks out here each and every Saturday night, 1230 Davis Road, Woodstock, Illinois, the Premier Studio.